Señorita Saurosura, and I'm here today with the Shielded on a Couch. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. And we're here to talk about an album that came 20 years ago, The Killers Hot Fuzz. 20
Yeah.
years. Today is the 20th anniversary of this album. Do you remember when this album came out?
Yeah, I did. I do remember it came out because the singles "Smile Like You Mean It" and "Mr. Brightside" were everywhere, so you couldn't
Everywhere.
escape it. Like it was everywhere, and yeah, I thought when I first listened to it that it sounded like new wave, and it sounded like it belonged like in the 80s, but with a modern like style. So yeah, it sounded older when it came out. So yeah.
Yeah. I saw and Picture gave it like a 5.2. Like what?
Oh, I just saw that.
They were lost. It's uh like 20 years later, I think this is a great album. It has stood the test of time. I remember when it came out, Mr. Brightside, Jenny was a friend of mine, Smile Like You Mean It. Like the first half of the album, those songs were everywhere.
Yeah, like the first five, like because yeah, Jenny was a friend of mine. You have one
Mr.
of my favorites, "Smile Like You Mean It."
Somebody told me it's a song that I heard so many times 20 years ago, and still you can listen to that song uh some places.
Did you have a boyfriend that looked like a girlfriend?
What I like about that song, yeah, is that riddle. Like I have a boyfriend that looks like a girlfriend, something like.
It would be canceled today.
Yeah. but but they do it like in a playful way, like it's
Yeah,
a confusion. He's not sure, like somebody told me you have a boyfriend, like does the girlfriend change to a I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a
they,
catchy
they do
pop.
it like in a confused playful way. And I was reading about Mr. Brightside too. Like that is a perfect song because it's not about anything. In particular, they don't use like any language in a generation today that everything is canceled, everyone gets offended. No one could get offended with Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a great pop rock song.
Yes.
And yeah, I have something like this is my girlfriend actually loves the Killers. So this morning I sent her like a message like babe, like today is 20 years of Hot Fuzz. And she's like, wow. like, like that's the super important news. But yeah, she loves
I
them.
guess super important. This album just turned 20.
Yes,
Um,
I'm like, this album turned
but
20 today.
Mr. Brightside, you could be anywhere in the world and play those first chords of the guitar, and anyone knows that is Mr. Brightside. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing intro to that song.
Yeah, no, and the chorus, like, it was only a kiss, it's so infectious. And I
Yeah.
think Brendan Flowers is a very great vocalist,
Yes.
too. I have been getting more since my girlfriend is so into them. She's also into his solo stuff. So I've been listening to some of his solo stuff, which
Nice.
I told her it sounds like the Killers. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I think he just wanted to do more stuff, and sometimes all the band members are not up to it. But yeah, it's his voice. It's so unique and it's so infectious, like you said. Like, it's so hard to listen to the Killers and not sing along.
yeah,
Like
it's so
the first half of the album is a knockout right away, and this is the debut. Like, I read somewhere, or no, I saw an interview, and they were talking like when they first start doing the material for the album, the Strokes album, This Is It, came out, and they felt so depressed that they scrap everything. Like, oh no, we have Chet. Like, we can compete with that. So they discarded everything except Mr. Brightside, and I am so happy that they didn't discard Mr. Brightside because that's a great song.
I wonder what the other songs that they discarded sound like.
Not sure, but I know like the first half of the album it's a knockout right away. But I also like the deep cuts, like the other songs that weren't singles.
Yeah,
Um, I love "Change Your Mind," "Midnight Show," "Andy You're a Star."
yeah. Can I change your mind?
Yeah, that's a great song. I love it. I love the album, the whole album.
Yeah,
This album was a gift from a friend that she's like, you love the Killers and you don't have that on your collection. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. So I have great friends that always give me vinyls.
my friends don't give me shit.
Maybe you have to change friends. Hey,
Ah,
I
I've been
gave you
trying.
one. I gave you one for your birthday.
Okay, yeah, you're my only true friend.
That gave you a vinyl.
Well, my girlfriend buys me stuff. So, but yeah, but my friends don't.
Yeah, but I read some reviews that they were like not happy with this album, or they talking like the first half it's good but the second half is not so good. For me, the whole album is great. I will defend this album forever and ever, because for me it's bangers, all anthems, hit after hit. And
Yeah, I
I
can see that point. Maybe the first half, you have those hits that are so ingrained in your mind.
Yeah.
They're more on the beginning, but I think the second half of the album, and I love the album Closer, Everything Will Be All Right. I think it's an album that I think
I start to I learned to love that song like just a few years back, because at the beginning I didn't like it, but I can appreciate it now. Like, it's so experimental, so different from the rest of the album.
yeah, yeah. So
And
yeah,
if you go
mhm.
streaming, you have a an extra song there.
On the streaming, yeah.
Yeah, stream. They added for later.
Yeah. So I was reading also about the album cover. It's shot in Beijing, China. The album cover of the album, and apparently the letters mean something. Uh, so it depends on what it says. The artwork it said
Oh,
it
the
was a
letter.
photograph, and the it has Chinese letters, and
Yeah.
they mean translate to construction material development. Apparently, unless Wikipedia is incorrect.
But one thing you can appreciate for the Killers is like they have like those catchy hooks. They have like those guitar riffs, like for example in Mr. Brightside. It's so memorable, and I like how they have evolved, but they sound like the Killers. Like, they
Yeah,
haven't lost their essence.
yeah. I wonder about the album cover. Like if they're from Las Vegas, why didn't they took like a shot of Las Vegas? Like I wonder. I think it's a cool album artwork, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's because
They
they didn't want to be associated like oh they're from Las Vegas
yeah.
or something like that. So yeah. So what are your favorite tracks?
Well, like I said, I like the singles, but I love the deeper cuts. I love Change Your Mind. Um, I also like well, Smile Like You Mean It. It's gonna be a favorite forever. And I don't know if you remember the video.
I actually don't remember the video for that one, but
You
that
remember
track
the video for
is
Mr. Brightside. But on Somebody Told Me, he was like the hair was different. He looks very emo, and with the eyeliner, like on those early 2000, everyone was wearing eyeliner and
yeah,
and the
that
emo haircuts.
that is true.
What are your favorite tracks besides the singles?
Well, I love Smile Like You Mean It. I think Jenny Was a Friend of Mine is great. I
Do you,
like. I
you know
was listening to. I think.
Do you know what Jenny was a friend of mine is?
I can't remember right now.
It's from a murder trilogy.
Oh,
They have three songs. They call it the Murder Trilogy. Jenny was a friend of mine, Midnight Show, and the third song is on the second album.
oh, interesting. There's trivia there for people. The
Yeah,
hidden
I
gem.
didn't know that until recently. But yeah, they're talking about a murder on Jenny was a friend of mine, and they're interrogating him.
Interesting. And you know what? Listen, I was listening to this album this morning again to prepare, and song number 7 on top is really good.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I forgot about this track. You know, it's really good, and it's a song that could have, it had that single mentality. And you know what's funny? I found that I was looking at the like the worst review was Pitchfork, but I've said it before. I've said pitchforks are assholes.
Yeah.
Usually they said, and then you know what they do 20 years later? They're like, oh, we were wrong. No shit. Like,
Okay.
but the other one that wasn't that great is NME. It gave it a 7 out of 10. But a 7 out of 10 is not that bad. But the other reviews, even Rolling Stone gave it a 3.5 stars.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think because they were so different, and that's when the garage revival was. They didn't know how to rate it, or what to classify it, because some people think it's indie, some people say it's garage, and they compare a lot with the bands that they were at that time, like White Stripes, The Strokes, but they're so different.
yeah, the Independent gave it a perfect score. Uh, so yeah, there's people that give it a perfect score.
I think they broke out, and they were more famous on the UK than on the
Yeah,
States.
that's what I was reading. They were more famous at the UK.
I
Uh,
think they're still on the top 100 UK charts today. Some of the songs from that album.
yeah, and they had Grammy nominations on this album and everything. So yeah, the album really did well, and you know, established the they have like a post punk revival, new wave, art rock, synth pop. That's like how this album is labeled, and they were in the Island record label, which is also famous for having the Cranberries.
Yeah.
So that's a record label that usually takes risks with
Yeah.
like with like
I think
bands
no
and
one wanted to take risks and that label took the risk, and it
mhm.
paid off because they're still doing great music.
Yeah. So question, is this your favorite Killers album?
Um, it's so hard to pick a favorite from the Killers, because there's a lot of songs I like from other albums. But if I had to pick my top one, I think it will be this.
No, to me, hands down, this one, and after this one, the second one. So, but yeah, I think so yeah, it's obviously it's aged really well. I
Yeah.
can't believe it's 20 years old. And I don't know, this album reminds me of Hot Topic.
Um,
Yeah,
and
this was played at Hot Topic at volumes. Did you play this album at Hot Topic?
of course, many times. Well, I started working on Hot Topic in 2005, and this came in 2004. But in 2005, it's when it was
It blew up, yeah.
yeah, it blew out. And I also remember like going to a lot of electronic parties, shows, and all the DJs were now that you said on top is one of your favorite, all the DJs were mixing songs from this album, not only like Mr. Brightside or somebody told me. I remember a DJ mixing on top and Change Your Mind. Like I really like that, like the DJs were like remixing.
Did you see them when they played Puerto Rico?
Yes, I did.
I
I
went to for free.
for free. No, I remember I didn't have money for the tickets, and one of my coworkers, Lori, she's like, "You're not gonna miss that concert because you don't have the tickets were really cheap, but I was really broke, and she bought the ticket for me."
Yeah, sometimes the pain is real.
Yes, and you were telling me a story.
Yes, and as you can see right now, I'm not on a couch. I'm on a desk because it's hot as fuck here. So yeah, for that the Killers concert, my brother got like free tickets. So he had a few tickets, and he's like, "Do you want to go?" And I hadn't listened to the Killers in a while. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go for free." And watching them live, I really got into the band again because they just put out a great, amazing live show.
Yes. That was a great concert, even for Puerto Rico. Like they did everything, and I remember when he started playing the piano in the middle. Like wow.
Yeah, no, a great concert. So yeah, I think like it's safe to say that if you think about it, like 20 years later, to me, this is still an amazing debut record, and I think I must have on vinyl for your series.
Definitely, and that's an album that you can play anytime. Like if even if you're doing the dishes, cleaning the house, or just chilling, if you have a few friends over, that's a great album to put because it always puts you in a good mood. And you were talking like 20 years later, they did this album. It's called Rebel Diamonds.
Mhm.
It's 20 years of 20 hits from the Killers, and if you see, the first four songs are from that album, the debut album. It has here Jenny was a friend of mine, Mr. Brightside, all these things that I've done, and somebody told me, like,
It's
four
been
songs because it's a this is definitely a great album, a must have, like you said. Um, And if you ever had the chance to see them, like don't doubt it because they put a great show. I don't remember what year was that concert in Puerto Rico.
it was
Like
in I think
2010, 20.
2011.
I remember. I think they were just released the other album, Date and Age, something
Yeah,
like. And,
yeah.
and I got that in CD, and not no one of my friends knew the songs from that when they were playing those songs from
Oh,
that album, and I knew them all, like the first, the second, the third album. Like I knew all the songs because I really like the Killers. Even that album that it's weird, it's different, but I still like it.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was a great concert, and like we said earlier, Brandon Flowers is a great vocalist, and he's got like a stick to his. So, and it's a band that is hard to categorize because, like, I think people they have a hard time lumping like where do you lump the Killers because they kind of have like some indie rock them, but they also have like some new wave, some post something. So it's a hard band to put like in a category, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we owe it all to Oasis. I saw an interview from Brandon Flowers, and he was just fired from his previous band. Blushing something was the name of the band. I think it was like a new wave something. I don't remember, but he said he was like 20 years old, something like that, and he went to an Oasis concert. And
Nice.
when he saw Oasis playing, he was like, "Wow!" And when he saw all the people like singing along, and he's like, "I want to be that. I want to be a rock star from an
Yeah,
Oasis
and
concert."
not in
I think it was
no bro.
2001 when he went to the Oasis concert.
Oh, so it was almost at the beginning of the end for them. Well,
Yes,
no.
but next to
Yeah.
that, we have the Killers.
Oh, well, thank you, Oasis.
Because thanks to them we have the Killers. Yeah, and like you said, he's a great showman. Like he can't deny he's from Las Vegas. Maybe he didn't put it here, but he put it here. And when you see them live now that they have like 20 years of experience, of career, of confidence, like you can see like they put like a big show. They went from small venues. I read when they, before they were signed up, they play in a transvestite club in Las Vegas every Sunday, like a really small venue. And for
That's
that to
sounds
went
like
like to a big festival with more than 70,000 people, it's like wow.
yeah, no, yeah. And hopefully all types of people, not just transvestites.
Yeah. All people welcome.
All people, all human beings.
Yes,
Well,
but you were talking about the reviews too. Rolling Stone put on their review, this album is all killers, no filler.
yeah, and it's also I think on a list of like the 100 albums that you need to listen to before you die, or
Yes,
something like.
yes. So we want to know, people, what do you think about the Killers Hot Fuzz 20 years later? What are your favorite tracks? Do you have a story from the Killers? So let us know, what are
Yeah.
your favorite,
We want.
what are your favorite deep cuts? What? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something. Yeah, we want to know, what are your favorite tracks, deep cuts, singles? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you still listen to this album? The Killers at First. And Hector, what's next for you?
So, well, this weekend for Is It That Bad, we have a video that you suggested. We're talking about Radiohead Shake Pool. That's
Yes.
on Sunday. And on Saturday, we are revisiting an album that I have it over here.
You're ready. Ooh, wow.
Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which turns 25 years old. So
Wow.
Saturday,
20
10
oh,
a.m.
25. I can't believe.
Yes. And you want to know what? This is an interesting fact about Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication. It's turning 25 years old, and Anthony Kiedis' new girlfriend wasn't even born when it came out.
Oh my God. That's so horrible.
It is horrible, but yeah, that's what Anthony Kiedis do. He collects young girlfriends and he keeps himself young, just like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Californication. Hollywood.
Yeah, but yeah, people, today listen to the Killers Hot
Yes.
Fuzz loud.
Loud. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Hector, for joining me today. And remember, we'll have more video collaborations. Hector has some interviews on the way, and besides the Is It That Bad and the anniversaries, I know you have a couple interviews coming soon. And for me, I'll have my series again. I took a break because I was doing a lot of stuff with my art. But we're back this weekend with Sabrosura's recommendation, must have records on vinyl. I'm not sure what we're going to talk, but we're going to talk.
Oh, and wish to watch it.
So thank you, and we'll see you here with more Sabrosura recommendations.
Bye.